Hello YouTube, Model Train 9500 here. This is going to be a layout update sort of thing I'm doing here. Although I'm kind of starting a new series-ish sort of thing. Not quite yet, but I'm just experimenting around a little bit. Within the past week, I have discovered the Big E61, and he has inspired me to kind of start actually starting a new layout here. He's got a lot of cool stuff, and I knew for a while he had cool stuff. That's where I think I learned to use the pink foam and everything. And now I'm starting a new layout, and I'm trying a few different scenery ideas here that I will eventually put into my full-scale next big layout, which will be like this. I think I mentioned going around the whole basement here, around and down like that, and around. Alright, now that you all can throw up because of dizziness, maybe you understand, but it basically 2 feet here, and this is a 4x4 block, and it cuts off right there, so it's a 4, 2 over sort of, it's like, I don't know, I don't want to do the math, but wait, 2, 2, so what, maybe 2 root 2 or something, I don't know, but whatever. And then a longer piece, this would be a 2 by, I think 4, I'm not sure, but you get the general idea. And I'm trying a few different scenery techniques. One of them is to use 3 boards of foam, one as a base and to provide a lower level. I'm going to put a creek in here, one to hold the track, which I have here, and finally one more to have built up scenery behind, so it I don't know, so it looks kind of nice. It doesn't just drop off randomly like it does there, and so that I don't need to build a huge mountain like I have there, though I could do that. I'm gonna, for my next layout, going to look into using actual backdrops, primarily kind of like this here, just some faded mountain sort of stuff, which I don't think will be too difficult. This was soldering, and some pieces fell and melted their way very deep, but I think you all get the general idea. Let me take this off here. I mean, this is really just a not great test, but it's just a little experiment I'm doing here on a 2 by 1 foot block of stuff here. I used, what did I use? I used a scraper thing. Oh, geez. See if I can find my handy dandy scraper thing. I don't know where my scraper thing went, but I think it's a putty knife. I used a putty knife to scratch away no, I'm sorry. I used a hacksaw. Let me find this stuff. Work my way over to my tool stuff here. I don't know that I see it. Nope, I don't see it. Well, I feel like a real idiot here. Hopefully you guys know what I mean if I don't find this stuff by the end of the video. Yeah, but I cut along the edge to make it somewhat smooth. I didn't feel like sanding a whole lot. And then I used a putty knife to scratch out and make it look like rock croppings here and down here as well. They'll probably end up looking something like that, but instead of it all being rock like this table, it's all rock, and I really wasted a lot of space because you don't even see the train, you only see it in this short little bit here. So, I don't know, that's largely why I want to sell this thing. I'm not happy with how this turned out. But on this layout, hopefully that'll change because I'll have a mix of grass and this kind of rock stuff. I'm going to start using some new scenery techniques. One of those being using actual dirt, sifted dirt. I'm going to use that instead of just applying it straight onto the foam, because when you apply it straight onto the foam it doesn't look as good. And also I am going to look into using static grass. So I'm going for a major scenery quality upgrade here. I haven't been keeping up with the times, I guess, but I'm going to look into maybe making a homemade static grass applicator or finding a discount one online somewhere. But the idea is, hopefully, this will turn out pretty nice. The one thing I might do, instead of using pink foam for the main scenery boards, like I'll probably always use the pink foam on the bottom because that's pretty rigid and it's pretty strong. solid stuff. And I'll use floral foam, I think it's green, on here because that's much easier to carve, or a combination of both. Maybe do segments of the floral, segments of the pink stuff, so that I can have rocks and scenery that's easy to carve. This is supposed to be a little riverbank here, so I'm not too concerned about the pink foam, and I cut it pretty shallow up here, so it'll look, I don't know, something like one of these maybe. Let's see what we got here. This will be my little, and it's a little bit shallower than that. It'll probably just be muddy banks on the side here with some kind of grass. Maybe I'm also going to experiment with some trees in the winter, which it is now in the east coast of America here. There's dried up branches and stuff like that outside, and I think if you dip those in some kind of glue like scenic cement, it'll seal them and kind of preserve them, and I can use those as trees then. So I'll definitely look into doing that. I'm really just looking into a whole bunch of new scenery techniques because so far I haven't been real happy with what I've been doing. I'm gonna still use this stuff here above the dirt. What I'm gonna do is from this point I'm gonna paint all of this. I'm just gonna paint it all with probably this color, sort of like a earthy, dirt, rockish color, latex paint sort of thing. And I'll paint this whole thing except for the track bed. I probably should have painted it before the track bed, but that was my mistake. And then I will pour sifted dirt straight on top, and it will sink into the areas that need it, especially hopefully these little things here and up here. And then I'll put on my brown turf, green turf, and lighter green coarse turf. And then I'll hopefully have a really nice scenery base. From there I'll detail it out with bushes, trees, and hopefully at some point static grass. So I know I said I was going to build a new layout when I hit 500 subscribers, and I guess I didn't stress very much that in order to start that new layout I'm going to have to sell my other ones, or at least two of them, because I want to keep this one, at least at first. But hopefully this will give you an idea as to what my new layout is, well, at least one of the options of what it might look like. I'm still experimenting around with, alright, why is it still focusing here? There we go. With other scenery ideas like this here, but this is probably not the way I'm going to go. This would be cheaper and easier, but I think in the end this is going to look a lot better, and it's a lot more solid. So I guess that's about it. This is my BNSF Gevo. I also have a Norfolk Southern model right here, which I like a lot. I have ordered another one, and I got confirmation today that it is shipping out, so I will expect that. I think I got it from Hoosier Hobbies, and that was off eBay. I'd say they're alright. Their shipping seemed a little delayed. I paid last week, although that was an e-check and that had to clear. But that cleared, I think, yesterday, and it wasn't shipped out yet. So, not a big deal, but I don't know, maybe it's just because I used the e-check, things got delayed. But point is, I'm getting another one of these, and labeled 7515. I doubt I'll get it tomorrow, but if I do, I'll probably have another video up within a few days. And hopefully, we will see some changes on here. So I guess that's about it, YouTube. I will get back to you sometime in the future with the progress of this thing here. It's nice and solid. It would make a good scenery thing. So far I'm liking it a lot. If any of you have any suggestions, I would be more than open to hearing them. Especially on the static grass applicator. I looked around, there's some, and they look pretty expensive. And I mean, I'd like to get quality materials, but if I could do that without dropping $200 for fake grass, that would be wonderful. So I will just connect these here, give you an idea of what we're looking at. I'm going to ballast this out and scene it all like it would be done otherwise. So that's it, YouTube. Thank you for watching, and look for more videos in the future.